You know, I wasn't really sure. I wasn't sure if I should do a video or I should write it out. Right now I've cooled down a little bit, so I'm going to light up a little bit of weed and tell you a story. Is that all right? Tell you a story. Tell you a story about marijuana. M-A-R. If it has the S, it says Mars. They take away the S because they don't want it to connect the two sides. Watch my finger. Okay, watch my finger. I'm making an S. I go from one side to the other side, and I come all the way back. I hit the stick on this side, and it goes all the way back. I've touched the top of this side, which is number 3, and my S has touched the bottom side over here of number 7. That's why the tail goes up, because there's more an extension to this story. Marijuana. Mara. A-air. Air. A-R. Hey, that sounds like R. Or air. Marijuana air. Mars. Air. Lift. Lift. Go up. Take off the top. Open the roof. There's space to open the roof. If there was a roof over you and you couldn't lift the roof, it wouldn't open. Mars. Marijuana. Jew. The Jew in marijuana is Jupiter. Apparently unknown to man right now today, but is the star of Jupiter, the star of Bethlehem, the bet of hell, I am. Or maybe just a pig, H-A-M at the end. Maui Maui, H-A-M ham, Maui Maui. Maui Maui is also marijuana. Mary, do you wanna sleep with the spirit tonight? I will nail you good. The only way Mary has to do it is the ocean is in our nose. The ocean is in our mouth. I'm not sure what happens to the air if it goes straight in our mouth, what it does, how it turns, where it goes. I don't understand. I haven't studied it. If I do study it, I'm going to know about it. And the only reason I'll know about it, because I'll know about it in my definition, in my world, in a book with new rules that I created for myself, for my own satisfaction, so I can connect the rest of the world and hopefully one day open up that book like the butterfly and show you how two sides come together with one body in between. The body of water. Marijuana. The Jew. Juice. The juice you drink, vitamin C of creation, 100%. The percentage sign actually says 5, 6, and 9. On the 5 keys, the percentage sign of 6 and 9. Man's birth, because when man stops making babies and there is no 9, you get 666. You want to see how it works? 25 years is 1 quarter, 25 years is 1 quarter, 25 years is 1 quarter. 666. You've made 18, the letter R, and when the woman's 75 years old, she can't make any babies. 666. Marijuana. R-U-J-U, a road to travel. A fay, a flower. Mary, do you wanna? Jude, Anna. Who's Anna? Anna's the bell. Who rings her bell? She's good looking too. She's Belle. She's the one of the year, the black and white of time, from one year to the next. The cow just jumped over the moon, representing one moon, representing jumping over, which creates a U, depending on what angle she takes to the earth. It'll actually show you at the angle the cow would jump over the moon to the earth, would actually go around and make like an ice cream cone upside down. The black and white cow, one moon in a month, every 28 days. 28 days times the 4 little titties on the cow. 4 times 28 is 112. 11-2. 11 is 1 and 1 is 2, makes 22, it equals life. The cow jumped over the moon. She utters no words, but she chews her food twice. As she throws it up, she takes it back down again, and she shits it out. I don't know how the deal goes, but she ends up giving milk. 28 days times 2 is 56. The 2 highest you can get on the dice. God gets to 76, man gets to 65 or 56, which represents the 7. The cow jumped over the moon. 2 and 4 is 6. 24 is the letter X of time, in which can be done in 1 square. You can make 2 X's on a pool table. You can actually turn them all around and make 6 and 8. 2 and 4 of the cow, the 28 days they jumped over, the 28th letter and the 8th letter, T and H. When you say heart, it starts with H and ends with T. The R is before for the angel resident from within it is installed. 28 days of the moon. 24th letter, 42nd letter, put them together, and you get 66. 1 more 6 and you're dead, because with no spirit there is no life. So if there is no life, there was no spirit for you. And there was 3, because you was 21. And at 21 you're legal to grab the spirits and drive your car. C-A-R, creation of the letter R, sounding like A-R, C and R, it says car. Marijuana, the cow jumped over the moon. We know how 56 days and 112 days makes a total of 168. That is the number of man in heaven of the one spirit. 8 by 6 is 48 times 1. We only have 48, so we have to divide it by 3 because the other one didn't count for more than 1. We still had 3. 48 is 16. 16 hours awake in the day to the 8 hours we sleep. Makes 1 day. 613 laws of Moses. 6 days, 1 day, and 3 days equaling to the 10 days because everything is to the 10-10 world. So you must bring it all back to 10. We went down 3 to 7, we went up 3 to 13. Sometimes it's just unlucky when you have to go down again. The cow jumped over the moon. 1 plus 6 plus 8 equals 15. Since we didn't count the 1 the first time and it didn't work, we'll leave the 1 out in this one, just to start with 2 numbers. Why not 3? Because there's no one before you. You can only do yourself and do to the left and do to the right. The sign of peace, the chicken, the upside down chicken that the Indians paint on their face, is the sign of peace. You have 2 split and my face is in the center. You have 3 lines on different angles. We are 1 and we are controlling. Number 56 is the number to the moon. The communication of the wolf and the flow of the energy. WRF equals 56. SEVN equals 65. The cow jumped over the moon at 168. So now we're going to understand and try to get 8, 6, and 1 is 15. The 15th letter is the O for Alpha Omega. Why is it Alpha Omega? Because God went 5 before and 5 after. He became minus 5 and plus 5. And when he started the game, he had to go plus 10 to have the first corner cut by himself. He had to make a fake corner in the first time just to reconnect the 2 worlds. 5 and 32 are the numbers. E and E are the letters together. What they do is they reconnect. The cow jumped over the moon. 8, 6, and 1 is 15. There is no such thing as 15 if 1 and 5 didn't exist. 1 is go, 5 is on the Reading Railroad, apparently known as the 6. In Monopoly, it's a 20% tax on Reading Railroad, 5 and 6. The cow jumped over the moon. 8, 6, and 5 is 15, makes the A&E, arts and entertainment. The in-between of the A and E, the in-between of A and E is C. You put them together, it says ACE. If you number them out straight, it's 135. The 135-degree angle of 45, 45, 45 ends you up in the 9th position, which means birth. The cow jumped over the moon. Number 15 is Omega. So what happens when God did, starting minus 5 and plus 5? He pushed the letter O, the 15th letter in the alphabet, up to number 15. But the reality of it is, the O was on go, and it's 0. It's only a circle. It's what you pass through it is what has the value. And if it's just an eye, it's whatever you pick up that will give you the value of your sight, of what you see and believe, the way you understand it, the way you partake with it, in which it is. The cow jumped over the moon. 56 and 112, 168. The question is, if he only jumped over the top, he can never get the cord, okay, to go upward. The cow, there must be 2 cows that jump over the moon. One that jumps over this way, and one that jumps over this way, creating the cross on the top of the moon. Makes 2 parts. The total of 168 and 168 is 336. The The 33 of Christ, point, 3 and 3 is 6 of the man of the creation of man. 1, 3, and 5, ace. 1 and 5 equals 6. That's the F letter. You now have the face of man, of the birth of man. Which way would you like to go with this? I can go and go and go. The only reason I stop is because I'm worried whether we've made it together at this point. I'm not trying to make any more of a point about how things connect. They just do. And we can do it one piece at a time. Doesn't matter how much time it is. When you watch a movie, you don't watch the whole movie. You watch the movie in a period of time. Everything is about the period where you stop and you go. If she doesn't have it, she has you. If she has it, she only has one. She has the red one. But it's okay. She lets the red one go because he's the devil. But when the red one becomes clear as birth, it is the sperm. It is white as the light. It is the white night lightning. She lets it go every 28 days. The cow jumped over the moon. Whether she starts on 21 and ends on 28, whatever it is, it's the basic cycle. It's the understanding of the in-between numbers. Understand if something doesn't work, make something work before it, and then take the rest as a remainder, just as a reminder, because we never make it to the end. When you make it to the end, if you're running to the brick wall. You run past the string. That was the finish line. There's a continuation. Just like in life, you continue on. You run race, and you go into the next. So next time I come back, should I jump? The cow jumped over the moon. We have 336. The only thing that is missing now is 29.25 days. Well, one of the reasons for 29.25 days, in order to get the rest of the cow jumping over the moon, is 29 is the month of February. Every time February falls with 29 days, the 30th of March, the 1st of April, instead of being the 91st day, it becomes the 92nd day. 9 and 2 is 11, 2 and 9 is 11, 11, 11 is 121, 1 for 2 for 1 for 2 for 2 for 1. We give, from above we are 2, we come down to 1. From above we are 2, we come down to 1. From above we are 2, we come down to 1. From below we are 2, we come up to 1. From below we are 2, we come up to 1. The two outside values come into the inside, drop down one level, and you become that value in that position. The two bottom to the right and left go up one level, and they come into the middle and become the value of that position. North and south, 52 north, 52 south, 52 north, 79 south. Whatever the answer is, you can say 32 north and 32 south, but I'm not sure of all the coordinates the way they work on this planet. I've never studied. I don't study. I don't know how to study. That's why I'm all over the place. The cow jumped over the moon. We have 336 days. 20 more 8 days, and that would be the spirit. We're missing a day and a quarter. One of the days is this, because in a 10-10 world, this X in the center is only half of what the B's are above. So that's 5. 5 times 5 is 25. You can also say that the center is the quarter value because there's 4 corners. It is the quarter value. Times 5, it goes both ways. Times 5 equals 125, plus the 28 days, plus the 125 is 29.25 days, and you have the reason for the year, because God made everything perfect. 360 meant 360 around, not 365 days per year. That's not a whole. 360 days is a year. That means we would have to play with our birthdays. They're not really on time, but the whole calendar changed. Like time is changing. Like the hole that was bored in this planet. Was God bored? He bored space. He bored a hole. He bored a hole in you. By boring a hole in you, he can give you an exhaust, just like in a car. It takes in the gas and it lets out the exhaust. Man eats and sits on the toilet. In French, if you say toilet or in English, it says TOI, which means roof, which means a house for rent. The 5 gallons in the back of the toilet is the 5 gallons or the 1 gallon or the 5 pounds of the water you have in your mind. It's just to cool you down. Although it just doesn't cool you down, don't you see the size of the pieces in the mind? It cools everything down. But be careful. The mind is a funny thing. We have aneurysms of the prisms of the mind, of the prism in the mind. We have 2 ears on each side because it's easier to understand the vibration. We make it clear. It goes around the tunnel, gets a hammer, and the beat comes in. When you hear the sound, you move your feet. When you hear the vibration, you move your body. The cow jumped over the moon. There was more than the cow jumping over the moon, because the cow had to jump over the moon 52 times. But there was time remaining. Because we have a leap year and 4 corners, and we have 4 on the talit, and we have 4 on the book, on the top, on the back, on the side, and I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 11, 11. 10 is in the center. Look. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 inside, 4 outside. Back corner, letter of L, B for life. This is an open book. The open book man gives you. You can go to the bathroom. Look, this is a roulette wheel. These are roulette numbers. The X's in design describe the same thing. Go to a roulette wheel, put this on it, and you will see it matches. That's why we eat the matches herring. And our hearing is good, or our hearing is bad. It's irrelevant. It's what we want to hear anyways. What do you want to see? Because you see what I see. Do you see what I see? So let's play AC/DC between me and you, 1 and 2. I'm only 1 and you're only 1, but together we make a story. It makes a second. It makes 1 heard, 1 said, 1 story. 1, 1, 1. The 1. Or the 11, one of the reasons for the 11 says there is nothing in between me and you. So therefore, you must put a 0 or any really thing that you want. But you put a 0 because all you're saying is there is a space between me and you. We're not touching, because if you were touching, you would have to take your pen and paper and write down a letter next to the next letter. And write the next letter. And use 3 or 4 of them. Letters, up, down, sideways. You'll see you're going to start to design shapes. You'll design shapes even better than people who design shapes on those little instruments. I don't know if you can see it. You see these shapes here? The pieces that come out and what the exterior looks like and the interior decorating is slightly a little different, but it's all the same. It becomes whole again. Whatever you do, you are just pushing on something that's whole. You then complete it to complete something else. Certain things can live not whole, but other things can't. The cow jumped over the moon. 13 moons for 4 years equals 52. But we have a little complication, because that's 364 days for every year. And there's 365 and a quarter, 365 and a quarter, 365 and a quarter, 365 and a quarter, or 365, 365, 365, which actually equals to 1,085, which is the 10 passage of the matrix. 58, 5 and 8 is 13, 5 and 8 is 40. They equal 53, 5 and 3, and 3 and 5 is 88, connecting the 2 worlds. Back that up and check it out again. You'll see I didn't make one mistake nor error. Air, or, means the air we breathe is the gold that passes through the pliable passage. The pliable, the plywood. The unraveling of the Tory, the laws of life. The rule, the bark, the tree, the roots in the ground, the tree, the cat up the tree, the squirrel up the tree, the dog that barks. But the tree's a bit rough and the dog's rough too. And sometimes we're a little rough. The cow jumped over the moon. So after 4 years, in all actuality, you have lost, in year number 1, you have lost 1 1/4 days, in year number 2, in year number 3, and in year number 4. After 4 years, we lose 5 days. Do you know why we lose 5 days? Because the moon is not exact. It's falling, you know when the arm turns around the clock and the other arm turns, it's not exactly on the dot, and it never could be, because the big arm is not in the same place. It's the short arm that tells everything. The short arm of where it is for decimals and all points. The cow jumped over the moon. We now have 4 years. We have 5 days. In 16 years, we'll have 20 days. In 160 years, we'll have 200 days. 160. When we add 160 and 160, because we moved over from the tens to the hundreds, I will put it on that way myself. 160 or 160 degrees, partly around the 360 degrees, it's 6 o'clock. We must put the clock, we must put the degrees, we must put the telephone face, the calculator that's upside down to the telephone, and it's 160 over 160 gives you 176. Now, if you say the 7 belongs on this side, then I would draw it like this. But if you say the 7 belongs on the other side, I would draw it like this. But if you said we'll put it all together, okay, we'll put it all together on one, like all together, all 4 of them together, we end up with this, 1776. You want me to show you how I put it down? The end ones are the one spirit of 6. The one spirit of God of the 6 dots. Man is in between. Although he is 6, he is 5. Why is he 6 and 5? Because the 2 dice turn twice, and the 1 dice in the center makes the 5, because no one lives on 1 and 3. No one lives on Mercury, and no one lives on Earth. That's all I can see. Unless it's upside down telling me this, everybody lives on Earth, and somebody lives on Mercury too. Could have had a Mercury. Go through all the songs, you will see, one piece at a time. Chris de Burgh, the 8 of diamonds. Of course, he made a diamond straight. The last card, because he called the 8 of diamonds straight. Hey, he has a straight. Look, he got the 8 of diamonds. Or the 8 of diamonds made him a straight. So it's the 8 of diamonds straight. So it's the rotation of the elephant from the nose to the tail. If you look the way the elephant's ass is, the way the lip of the ass is, the V of the ass, and if you look at the elephant's mouth, they're the same. Both V's of life. One pointing, opening to here, and the other one coming out to like a bee's tail. The elephant's mouth and his ass. Take away the rest of the elephant, make it smaller, bring it together, and you got a bee. You got a tail of a pig. So the cow jumped over the moon, we now have 1776. 7 and 1 is 8. 7 and 6 is 13. 13 and 8 makes 21. Add up the dice 1 to 6, you got 21. 6 by 7 and 6 times 7 is 42. 7 by 1 is 7. 4 and 2 is 6. You have 76 again. This can continue, and we'll tell you, it depends what level. You want me to go down here and calculate? You want me to bring it up here? I have 3 places here, 1 place over here, 1 place over here, 1 place to calculate. If I'm using 2 numbers, I just multiply it, add it. I can divide it if I feel like, because I'm splitting up the worlds. I want to see if it's a 1 face. Like number 43 really can't be split up, because it's a 20 and a cut. And a something, it means it's already split up. The minute you get a decimal, you're saying left world and right world. The right world only goes to 1, because after 1 it's all gone. When man works as 6 and 9, it's point. The point of the matter is 1 of 4, of 1 and 5, of 9 birth in the 2 world, of the 6 God to the 5 connection center spirit, of the 2 twos of beta and 1 center, connecting the 6 islands, making man 1. But he is 1 a different way. If you turn the phone upside down to where the 9 is, 1 goes to 5 if you look on the ace. So that means 9 goes to 5. Man becomes the 1 spirit of the 4 islands. On this angle, the 1 spirit of the 4. But angel resident complete, including his mind from the other world, adds on the other worlds. And that's the 1 spirit of 4 is the one on the angle, and the 1 spirit of 5 is the one that's square, because it's the 5 that owns the 1, that owns the 4. We put a cross Christ in here so we can connect all the angles. But still, 1776 was not enough. The cow jumped over the moon. If we bring everything back to 360 degrees, we still have 200 days. We need 160 more days in order. Because when we fall on 160 days, and on 360 days, that means time is back in place. We started and we ended to the exact same area or the opposition. So one side that was reversed, that was an exit, is now an entrance, to where the entrance is now an exit. And talking about exit, if you really want to see what exit is all about, here, I show you. And I don't want to get mixed up. I got 200 days, 200 days, 200 years, and I'm going to go again, but this time we're going to make it a little bit easier. I'm going to go to 360. So how many moons with 160? I need 160 more years. So I add on 160 more years. Now don't forget, I could be making a mistake right now. And I might have to recalculate, so I'm going to stop. Okay, because there's two calculations. It just branched out. Why there's two calculations is because there's one calculation for the 360 degrees. Okay? And how does it not break the bubble? Because God put a cross in it. Makes an ace-ace. So what happens now is the real is 360 degrees. I should be calculating everything at 360. So every year there's 5.25 days that are not counted, times 4 equals 21. I got it. I knew I'd find it. This is what it is. For 360 days, forget about the years now, we're going on to something different, okay? 5.25 days are not counted because we want to count 360. 5.25 times the 4 years of the cycle equals 21. If you take out a dice cube and you count 1 to 6, it equals 21. If you count 6, 7, and 8, it equals 21. Why 6, 7, and 8? Because man cannot exist on a dice. He becomes the 6 from a 9 birth in the card. And God is no longer the 6. God becomes the 5 with the 1 dot in the center and the 4 on the corners. The cow jumped over the moon. So now we got 21 days here. So I have 21 days in 4 years. So in 40 years, I have 210 days. In 60 years, I have 315 days. In, let's see, is that right? Right, that's right. Now in 60 years, now if I went 10 more years at 10 more cycles, am I going cycles? Hold on a second, hold on. Now I don't know if I'm going cycles or what. In 40 years, I get 210 days. 210 days. In 60 years, I get 315 days, so that's right. In 70 years, I get 10, in 70 years, 10 times, no, I got to stop there. I'm at 315. Now I'm going to work 4 years at a time. 4 years equals 21 is 336. 4 years is 21. Is 357. Then we have 3 missing. So at the end of it all, okay, 60 years pass and we get 315 days. 315. Then 4 more years pass for 21. 336. 4 more years pass, we're 357. 3 more years pass. Leap. 357 and 3 is 360 degrees around. 3 is the lowest number for creation, time of leap. Life, electronic, angel, 1/6 spirit. The letter P is the 1/6 spirit. That's why she curls up. P-E-A is the P. P-A-L is the peel, or the peel of one. The Leah, or Aliyah, which means the highness. the bunny rabbit hop, the leap, the hop, whatever you want. Anyways, we're going to end it here. I thought it went very good. It's 1:04 in the afternoon, 29th of the 9th of 2012. Thank you, good old Lord, for letting me be able to hold on to my water in my brain and cool it down so it doesn't open up a new door. Because when the heat opens up, the story changes. The bipolar world goes somewhere else. And you're not sure which door or side you're on because you have screwed your doors. You have screwed in, you're screwed. You're a case basket. There's a lot more I can say, not in this style. This is home. Home plate, where it all begins. Before this moves, this thinks. Use your own. Raphael 7286. You have any questions about anything that I can play with and put into a new style instead of being finite? It is open. Like they say when you play golf, if you hit it in one shot into the hole, the flag is still there. That means the velocity of the ball and the distance will send that ball into the cup and around the flag. The same way the flag would become the sun and the ball would become earth going around the flag. But when you are on the green, you get to give it a stroke. Man has a stroke and dies. He gets a birdie and flies. He has an eagle. He's missed it by 2. He's the early bird. Thus, 2 men are playing golf, and both get a hole in one. When you come to the cup, you look down, you see 2 balls in one shaft, and you knew this time the shaft was pinned in. Thank God, 2 balls in a shaft, eh? When you take out the balls, or if you take out the shaft and the pin, what do you have left? A hole with a lot of little pockets around it for it to breathe, the reason for the pubic hair, the respiratory system for your penis and vaginal sorts. Everything I say, I do not say because I did the research. I just unscrambled the words or the letters that came into my mind like a butterfly. But there are many. It's not that easy. In fact, it's not easy at all. I'm always praying I do it right, and if I do it wrong, I'd be all frustrated. It'd be hard for me to advance. I must eliminate all pressures, and I need you. I need you. Raphael 72:86 for the love of God and the love of man. 72 and 86 is 158. The one before that was 168. The difference of 10 is the difference of -5 and +5. Check out your Celsius and Fahrenheit. In fact, look out, if you really want, check out the size of a medium pizza. Check out the size of sometimes, some restaurants sell a large pizza in a box saying 14 inches on it. But some people sell a large pizza in a box saying 12 inches on it. One person calls the other one medium. The other one calls it a large. Together, it's 26. And regardless of which one is bigger, there's only one way around and one size. There's only one way back home, but there's one way in. And that's in your mind and your will. This time, there is no error. The air of gold, error of man, not to breathe in the truth, but to let out his fire.